everybody. Welcome to the show. My name is Brandon, and I'm your host,
My name is Brett, and I'm the co-host to the It Ain't Right podcast,
where we pick an event or topic of the day.
and rate it on a scale from right to It Ain't Right.
That's right, baby.
Yes, sir.
And today, we are going to be covering the historic UFC 250 Freedom event.
No way. Where was that located, big dog?
That was located at the White House, the Southern Lawn. So on June 14th, we had the main event, which included 7 fights. But before that, they held the press conference on June 12th in the Lincoln Memorial. Historic.
Yeah, dude, I don't think it gets more American than that. Patriotic, baby. Let's go.
Hell yeah, USA.
USA.
This event is in celebration of the 250th anniversary of the United States Declaration of Independence. This is the first UFC event ever held at the White House.
Unlike standard UFC numbered events like UFC 300, 301, and on, Freedom 250 is not part of the traditional UFC numbered PPV pay-per-view, baby.
Like I said earlier, the fight card consisted of 7 fights, the first fight being a featherweight battle between Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia, followed up by a middleweight battle between Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. We had the Ninja Mauricio Rufy versus Iron Michael Chandler in the lightweight division. Followed up, we take it to the big boys with Josh Hokick versus Derek Lewis in the heavyweight division. Then you have the superstar Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi, the brother of Firas Zahabi, owner of the TriStar Gym, the great coach to George St. Pierre.
And for the co-main event, Alex Pereira versus Cyril Gain. And for the main event, Ilya Tapora versus Justin Gaethje. What a fight. Them boys was slugging.
So kicking off the card started with Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia. This fight was an absolute barn burner start to finish. Steve Garcia was picking it away a little bit with more technical striking, and then the dog and Diego Lopez showed up, and he ended closing it out with a KO TKO in round 2.
2 rounds, man.
After Diego Lopez versus Steve Garcia, it was followed up by Bo Nickel versus Kyle Dawkins. Bo Nickel, as predicted, went out, picked up our boy Kyle, put him on the ground, ended up with the TKO round 1.
Mauricio Rufy, the capoeira expert out here jungle dancing versus the Iron Michael Chandler, ended in a round 1 KO.
That fight was crazy. He was definitely coming at him like a ninja. I don't know what I would do if I was Mike in that position either. But good job on you, big dog. We'll see you at the top.
Josh Hokick versus Derek Lewis. My boy, Derek. Man, that's a tough night. You shouldn't have gave up. He told you not to give up because he's going to mollywop your ass.
You know? He's going to beat you up now.
He won by TKO in round 2.
Josh Hokick, the character, he came out, but that boy can fight. He ended up putting it on Derek Lewis. And in his post-fight interview, I'm sure y'all heard it. If you haven't, it'll make headlines. We'll put up some articles here in a second. Check this out. This shit is actually crazy. Well, if you know, you know. So we'll keep on moving anyway. So we're going to keep on going with the next fight. The next fight was the superstar Sean O'Malley versus Ayman Zahabi. Out of all the fights on the card, I would probably have to say this one was probably my least favorite.
You know, he still got the dub, but it wasn't as banging as the others.
Let me say, Ayman Zahabi had that strategy with that running inside kick. That shit was money. That did not miss at all. So, good strategy, big dog. Unfortunately, you got caught.
He ain't walking tomorrow. He ain't walking.
He's going to ice that down. Then we had the controversial fight of the night between Alex Hands of Stone Pereira versus the big boy, Cyril Gain.
You know, take it as you will. A lot of people got offended by them elbows, big dog. Your ass was cheating. A good fight. Good fight.
You know, it's a very controversial stoppage and thing being brought up when the next day you see several videos from refs coming out to clarify the rules. They were making sure that they were covering all bases. Say, hey, this is the back of the head. This electrical tape strip right there. That's all you get. Everything else, mollywop, baby.
Yep. Who reffed that, big dog?
That would be Herb,
Oh, dude. Herb be having money on all them shits.
allegedly.
Allegedly. He said, you going to die in the ring today. You better get your ass up.
Is Herb the new Mario Yamasaki? Who knows? Good luck, Alex, on the appeal. We don't know how it's going to go, but that one went to Cyril Gain, TKO round 2. And then finally, the main event. Who would have thought USA was coming to play, baby? They was trying to set us up. They was trying to set up the USA to lose that fight.
He held it down. That white boy was cooking.
You know what they did? They gave him a full extra minute on the stool. They said, you need to pull this off. Doctor stall as long as you can, allegedly.
Allegedly. He said, put me out, coach. I can't see.
Man, that was a great fight, though. Like, seriously, though, it was probably one of the better title fights I've seen in a long time. That was a good one. Them boys definitely came to scrap. Good on both of them. Good on Justin bringing it home for the good old USA on the 250 anniversary. That's awesome.
Hell yeah. The method of winning was a corner stoppage TKO after round 4. That's when I'm telling you, he said, coach, I'm done. I'm throwing the towel in.
If he ends up retiring, it's probably the best retirement you could possibly ask for. USA 250, win the belt that's eluded you your entire career, wrap it up when you're the massive underdog, and in true American fashion, bring it back.
The White House and shaking the president's hand.
Right.
I mean, that's killer, guys. That's killer.
So, in the card, every fight ended in KO or TKO, and every title fight ended before the 5th round.
I mean, that's a hell of a night.
That was a great night of fights, but besides the night of fights, there was actually a lot of stuff going on in the background, so we're going to cover some of that right now. So according to the FBI and Kash Patel, there was a thwarted domestic terror plot. About 4 to 5 days before the event on June 10th, 2026, the FBI received a tip reportedly from a suspect's family member about a possible attack plan. Investigators uncovered a coordinated plot involving multiple individuals across the state.
The group allegedly planned to use explosive-laden drones to attack or create chaos around the White House grounds, trigger a mass evacuation during the event, use sniper positions targeting fleeing attendees and officials, and exploit panic during a high-profile gathering with government leaders present.
The FBI infiltrated online communications and monitored suspects, coordinated with the Secret Service and DOJ in a multi-state operation, conducted arrests across several states, including Ohio, Missouri, Nebraska, and California. 5 individuals were charged in the connection with conspiracy. Some suspects were allegedly stockpiling weapons and tactical gear. The plot was reportedly disrupted before any operational stage inside the Washington, D.C.
They caught your ass before you even started.
They read your mind.
For real. You gonna do a terrorist thing at the most patriotic event of the year?
You ain't getting past Kash Patel's eyeballs bugging out of his head. He sees all.
You know? Well, they stopped the terrorist. But what do you think about this? Who paid for it?
I've been hearing a lot of rumors going around saying that UFC Freedom 250 was funded by taxpayer dollars, and we wanted to do some investigatory work and find out if that was true.
And it says, no, UFC Freedom 250 was not funded by U.S. taxpayer dollars. The event was fully funded by the UFC's parent company, TKO Group Holdings. Total production cost was estimated at $60 million. UFC leadership, Dana White and TKO executives, stated the company absorbed the entire expense. Official White House and UFC statements confirm no taxpayer dollars are being used.
Very cool, very cool. But although it does say, even though the UFC paid for the event, public resources were still involved indirectly, including the Secret Service protection, DC police staffing and security operations, and federal property use with White House grounds.
I mean, dude, I bet the security was nuts out there.
Well, if they were planning to do something or not, depends on if the security was tight or not.
Agreed.
So the security costs are typically covered by the government budgets for major national security events, meaning the event production equals private money or the UFC's money. The security response equals public money or federal local agencies.
Taking my money, motherfuckers.
Give me my Social Security. It's basically like a pizza party for the Americans to look away from the Epstein files.
Oh, that's a tough one.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and carry on. So the next event that we were hearing about was that the UFC champion Sean Strickland was arrested / banned from the UFC White House event.
Let's break down the details and let you know what happened. Sean Strickland was escorted out by security at the UFC Fan Fest near the White House, but he was not arrested or officially banned.
Cool.
On Sunday, June 14th, 2026, Strickland showed up uninvited to the UFC Freedom 250 Fan Fest at the Ellipse in Washington, D.C. After entering the ring, he was quickly swarmed by a chaotic crowd of fans. I mean, dude, he's a badass.
A lot of people know that boy for what he'd be saying online.
He don't give a crap.
He don't care. U.S. Park Police and other agencies evacuated him from the venue out of concern for his safety and the safety of the public. Police issued a statement saying his unplanned presence resulted in disorder. Okay. But confirmed he was neither cited nor arrested. I don't see why he would be cited nor arrested. He's an American going to UFC Freedom 250 with a company that he works for. I mean, everyone's seen a lot of the comments he's been saying online, but technically Dana and everyone in the statements online saying that he wasn't banned, but I guess he wasn't allowed to be there.
I don't agree with that. Sean Strickland, he's awesome. He speaks his mind.
Moving on to the next one. So the last event that apparently was going down at the White House, very controversial, mind you. There were rumors, allegedly, of Daniel Cormier and Eric Trump DMs.
You know, they did it. On Sunday, June 14th, 2026, just an hour before the UFC Freedom 250 event began on the White House South Lawn, screenshots of a purported Instagram DM conversation were posted to Daniel Cormier's verified X account, which was formerly known as Twitter.
It's still Twitter.
Ah, shit.
In the screenshots, an account under Eric Trump's name appeared to ask Cormier for sports betting tips, insider information on fighter injuries, and explicitly asked, "Are any of the fights tomorrow rigged?" The messages specifically asked about an upset victory in the opening match between Diego Lopez and Steve Garcia. The caption posted alongside the screenshots read, "I'm probably going to get a lot of flack for bringing this to light. However, I refuse to stay silent. The UFC is a sport that I am deeply passionate about. I will not tolerate this type of insider behavior."
The post was deleted within minutes, triggering immediate widespread speculation. Both parties quickly issued firm public denials. Eric Trump's response, Trump immediately labeled the screenshots completely fake and AI generated. I mean, I do the same if I got caught. Stating on X, I have never spoken to Daniel. He has since deleted his post, which confirms it was clearly fabricated. Or he got it talking to.
Daniel Cormier's response. Cormier initially posted a short follow-up on X asking, "Are people really this dumb?" When later questioned by reporters at the venue, he stated, "They're not real. I can't believe you guys believe that. I got hacked or something." On Wednesday, June 17th, 2026, Cormier released a video on his YouTube channel detailing exactly how the situation unfolded from his perspective. The discovery: Cormier arrived at the White House at roughly 6:30 p.m. to prepare for a broadcast when the UFC social media staff informed him that his name was trending alongside Eric Trump.
He's like, what the fuck is going on?
They
lying.
know. They know.
How'd this get out?
Ain't no way. He said no.
The struggle. Cormier was completely unaware of the post and spent the hour leading up to the live broadcast scrambling to regain security access to his X profile. He didn't get hacked.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
Cormier expressed immense frustration with the situation, stating that major national news outlets have been bombarding him with political questions and pleading for media organizations to leave him alone so he can focus on sports. Sports or sports betting?
Both. He's got Eric Trump on speed dial.
Okay, if they're fake, they're fake. But what's like even worse is like when he comes out and he's like, "I can't stand for this. I love the UFC." And it's like, that sounds like something he would say. He seems like an outstanding gentleman online and from his UFC career and representing the US in the Olympics. Right on.
I agree, man. I like DC a lot, but I laughed hard as shit. John Jones, that's my boy.
That's a little mean.
Sorry. Oh, boy.
So, Daniel Cormier and Eric Trump allege that all of it is fake, AI, not real, and you're dumb if you believe it. Well, fair enough. I've not been considered the smartest a lot of times, and it's not unheard of for some insider trading to go on in the government or sports betting.
If I was up there, I'd probably do that. I probably would.
If I got caught, I would say it was AI.
For sure.
That's exactly what I would do.
Prove me wrong.
Yeah.
Where's your evidence? Shit ain't holding up in court.
You can't prove shit. Well, we found out all this information online. Who knows if it's true? It is true. It's not true. Maybe. Yet. Shit. Who knows? But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. This is all for entertainment purposes, so y'all can piss off.
Go get your feelings hurt somewhere else. But this is the part of the show where we're going to rate it on a scale from right to it ain't right.
That's right.
And we both strongly agree that this is very right.
That's right. UFC 250, what amazing accomplishment. All my USA citizens, amigos, my friends,
brothers.
Good job. 250 years to another 250.
Hell yeah.
Now, with everything else, possibly the insider trading, possibly the FBI foiling a terrorist domestic plot.
You got caught.
Yeah, possibly kicking out a UFC champion.
Allegedly.
All of that maybe not get the same rating. But for the USA, all day, baby, is right.
Mm-hmm. Be proud of where you're from.
That's right. And lastly, a special thanks to you for stopping by the channel and checking out our content.
If you would like to support the channel, make sure to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment down below of what you would like to see us cover on the It Ain't Right podcast.
Well, that's a wrap on this one. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed today's episode, be sure to follow the podcast and share it with someone who needs to hear it or someone who can learn something. Until next time, God bless.
Stay free.
We're out of here.